All right, you guys, here we're going to talk about your hips. The way that we're going to assess your hips now is going to be in a chair. I want you to take your right foot, put it on your left knee, and see what happens to this leg. And where do you feel it? Do you feel it in the groin? Do you feel it in the glutes? Can you even get here, or does your spine have to collapse in order for that to happen? Where are you here? This is one of the first assessment things we're going to do. We're actually only going to do one motion, one exercise, but that's going to get a ton of different angles of your hip. This is one way we're going to assess it. So then you're going to bring your left foot onto your right knee. Again, see if there's any differences side to side. See if you have to do anything weird with your spine in order to maintain this position. I do not want you to press this down at all. Just sort of see how bouncy it is, or is it like a hard rock? So you're going to take that assessment. And then the next assessment that we're going to do is going to be actually on the floor. So you can see that here. So you're going to get onto the floor or onto a couch or anywhere, and I want you to see if you can get into this butterfly-like position. If you cannot, or you feel like you're going to push backwards, or this is too much on your hip, you can put your feet out a little bit further in front of you so that you can sit up. And then you just want to take a little mental note of what shape is in here. For me, the closer that I get my feet to my pelvis here, I can still stay up. And I can take note of the distance between here. Some people have a really big asymmetry side to side. I just want you to take note of that for me. So for this exercise, you're actually going to sit on the floor. You are going to the best of your ability, get your left leg out straight in front of you and get so that this is making a 90 degree angle right in front of you. You're going to take your right leg, and this is where it gets difficult. Put it so it's going straight out to the side, and this part of your leg is straight back. We call this the 90-90 position. If you guys have ever been into a cheerleading or anything, that's like the position they typically will cheer in on the ground. So again, 90 degrees here, 90 degrees here, 90 degrees here, 90 degrees here. So many of you, I want you to take a note of a couple of different things. Number one, where do you feel it and in which hip? Okay, so for me, I feel it in this back part of this hip. Some people might feel it here. I want you to pay attention to where your torso is. I'm most comfortable here, but I want you to pay attention if I shift my pelvis forward so I'm straight onto you, that puts a lot more tension in this front part of my back thigh, which is all fine. We're just taking note. Some people can't even sit up and they feel like they have to be over here. You can get a block or something to press up on here if you need to, like a yoga block or a couple of pillows if that helps you with your stability. But a lot of people end up having to do this. And then I also want you to take your hand and place it underneath where your buttocks are and see if there is daylight. Sometimes people have a lot of daylight through there, so you can almost put their whole hand through here. I actually don't have that. So we're gonna do that. So that's one assessment. We're just gonna kind of see where do you feel that. Then you're gonna take the other side of this. So you're gonna do the same thing on the opposite leg. So now we have our right leg forward. We're gonna make it so that our right leg is straight out in front. Our lower leg is straight to the side. Our left leg is now straight to the side so that these two pieces are parallel, right? And that the lower part of my back leg and this thigh is now parallel. Now for me, this becomes a little bit more, I have a lot more light and space up here. I feel like I want to sit here. So I'm already seeing a big sidedness difference to the area. The other way was much easier for me. I'm feeling it a lot more in this front part of my groin versus the other place I felt it was more back here. I feel almost nothing in this, and I have a hard time facing you with my spine. So that is where I want to also just take note of where where my issues are, right? So I want you to take this same position. You can stay in the same position. I'm just gonna do it here so you can see me differently. So now I'm gonna assume that same position here, and what the exercise is going to be is keeping your feet in the exact same place once you're set up. I want you, again, feet in the exact same place. I want you to get into the next position. So basically now we're gonna go from side to side, keeping our feet in the same place. You're gonna sit up as best you can and as straightforward as you can. And then we're gonna move feet in the same place. We're gonna make like a M or a W. Now we're gonna rotate into the same place here. I'm already feeling less strain and stress in this area. We're gonna do that just a few more times. Keep your feet in the exact same position, and we're gonna oscillate back and forth about 5 times. So you basically get into the position, hold for a couple of seconds, and then my butt has to move a little bit, right, to get into that same position. Awesome. We can come here, do this. We'll do this one more time. Here. And here. Now, what I want us to do is I'm gonna do this towards the camera so you can see. So now we can get into that position again, right? So this leg's forward, this leg's to the side, this leg's to the side, that part's back. So now I'm in the same position. And now I want you to explore with leaning forward and then leaning back, all while keeping your torso towards this front leg as best you can. You're gonna go forward. I can actually go quite forward. If you can't, you might only get to here, and that is totally fine. So that's 2. We're gonna do this 3, and then back. You can take a deep breath in, and exhale and lean forward. 4, I can already get a little bit more forward each time, back, and exhale, forward. So that's 5. So that's with my left leg forward. Now we're gonna move to the right leg forward and do this same exact thing. So we're gonna sit up really tall, get your torso straight towards the front leg as best you can. If you end up only being here, or if you're only here, that is fine too. You just do the best you can. I'm gonna sit up as tall as I can. I'm feeling a little bit of tension through here. And I'm gonna be taking a deep breath in, and I'm gonna lean forward, keeping my chest up. Exhale. Now I start to feel it in this hip. I'm gonna come back, that's 1. Can get out of the position for a second if it's uncomfortable. You're gonna get back into it, lift your chest up, exhale, move forward, come back. I gotta get out of it. Gonna get back into it. Forward, this is 3. Whew. Back, still feeling a little tension back here. It'd be interesting, right? Lift here, lean here. Nice. And then last one, take a deep breath in, chest up, and then exhale, forward. Perfect. So now we're gonna go and do a couple of the little assessments here. Again, I'm just doing this for, to show you guys, right? But I'm gonna switch my position just for the camera. But now we're gonna get into this position, feet in the same position. And we're now we're gonna add a little lean at the end, come back, same position, up and lean. That's one. Feet are staying in the same position. Torso turns, lean. This is 2. Lean. This is 3. Great. And then, this is the last one. I already feel my little hips moving a lot better. Awesome. So now we're going to do the reassessment now. The first reassessment we're going to do is in this butterfly, right? So if your feet were out here, can you get them any closer to you? If they were already pretty close to you, how much ease is that? Can I move forward more? Is there better space here? I feel like I can lean forward more, and it's getting a little bit of a different stretching here, which is nice, right? It feels like I could sit here for a more length of time than I had felt at the beginning. And then you're gonna reassess in your hip position when you're sitting. So now, just by doing a couple of those hip motions, can you get into this position better, and can you lean more forward? Did it take out any part of a feeling of slump, or did it make this any more easy to do? So that's a quick little hip flow that is really good just to see sidedness differences between your hip motions. Both of those motions of your hips can be extremely important for your pelvic health. Your hips don't lie, folks. And I hope that was helpful in seeing how differences side to side, and again, making big changes with not that much time. So please let me know how that went for you.